Hello and a very warm welcome to this special. The match we're talking about today is between CSK and Punjab Kings. That's being played at the Wankhede Stadium today evening at 7:30. And for Chennai, they've come off a win, but for Punjab, things are difficult. They've looked good. The side has been a side that can go all the way through to the playoffs. On paper, they look good, but they have struggled. They won only 3 of their games so far, and Chennai have won just 2 games. But they will be happy with the way they went about in the last game. Mahendra Singh Dhoni winning on the last ball, bowling coming together well for these two teams. We'll also tell you our fantasy 11 and the likely playing 11, Shivam. But for both these teams, every match from here on is very important if they want to have any hopes of making it to the playoffs.
For Chennai Super Kings, it's almost over. It's like very tough mathematically to qualify for the playoffs. But for Punjab Kings, they are well and alive, and having lost 3 matches, I think they would want their season to come into the track again. And today is the match against a not so strong team to impose themselves and get going again, because Punjab Kings have been tipped as one of the favorites to not only qualify but to win as well.
Yeah. There's a curious thing going on in Punjab where they start really well. Their power play scores are very good, but from there on, middle overs and death overs, they're just not able to score as many runs as they would like. Their bowling's also been good, but somehow results haven't gone their way. Now let's take a look at the likely playing 11 for the two teams. We'll begin with Punjab Kings, then Mayank Agarwal. He'll want some runs. From here on, if Punjab want to do well, then their top order needs to fire. Shikhar Dhawan has been playing well, but right now the big question I think for me is why stick with Jonny Bairstow when you have Bhanuka Rajapaksa in the ranks, who's done well. His strike rate is above 200 in the matches that he's played in the tournament. So I don't know whether Jonny Bairstow is going to be in the playing 11. But yes, he was there in the last game. Then Liam Livingstone, the standout performer for them. Jitesh Sharma, very impressive. Shah Rukh Khan, they'll need runs for him. I mean, they have bought him back in the auction and it paid money for him, big money for him. So they'd want Shah Rukh Khan to score some runs as well. Nathan Ellis had come in the last game in place of Dean Smith, who wasn't as impressive. Kagisa Rabada, of course, bowling well. Rahul Chahar, their leading wicket taker. Vaibhav Arora, again, impressive. And then there is Arshdeep Singh, who's been consistent as well. What seems to be going wrong? When you look at this side, it's a good batting unit. Bowling's also covered. What seems to be going wrong here?
See, Mayank and Jonny Bairstow are not getting runs. That's one of the biggest concerns for Punjab Kings at the moment. But they are playing with the same template. They want to play attacking cricket. They are not changing. Having lost 3-4 matches, they have not changed their style of batting, and they just want to go out and attack from ball go. And that's why that is the reason of high failure rates of Mayank and Jonny Bairstow. But you made a valid point. Then why bench Bhanuka Rajapaksa, who was so impressive at number 3 whenever he played in the initial stages of matches. But yes, it's pretty difficult to drop Jonny Bairstow given his record, given his consistency over the years, and Punjab Kings fans would want that Jonny Bairstow start scoring runs, because if he scores runs, Punjab are already touching 180-200 mark in every game. But if Jonny Bairstow starts scoring runs, then I think they can go to the next level and start winning matches.
Okay, let's also take a look at Chennai Super Kings likely playing 11 before we get talking about what we can expect the matchups. Also our fantasy 11, if you like playing that. So take a look at that, likely playing 11 for them. Ravindra Jadeja's form is a big problem for them. Ruturaj Gaikwad's form is a big problem for them. Uttapa actually has come good in some matches. Ambati Raidu also has got the starts, but again, the only person who's keeping this batting together is Shivam Dube. And the surprising player, I don't think before this tournament began, anyone would have thought Shivam Dube will be their leading run scorer mid-season. But that's what he's done. MS Dhoni, the legend of MS Dhoni, grows even with the last game. I do see Chennai winning some matches like that, but I don't know how many of those matches will be won by them in that manner. I do see them doing that, because this is what this was classic MS Dhoni in the last game against Mumbai Indians. But can they do it again and again? That's a big question. And also then Dwayne Bravo. the wily Dwayne Bravo. He's been very good. Mitchell Santner, not very impressive. Tikshana has done well in the power plays and has actually improved their record after having come into this. And then Mukesh Chaudhary, they stuck by Mukesh Chaudhary, and Mukesh Chaudhary finally coming good. And that also makes me ask another question, a genuine question on how bad is the form of Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan to get out to someone like Mukesh Chaudhary.
But that spell was pretty good. I won't put it that or completely on form, because that spell was a high quality one. He was swinging the ball in, and the way he got Rohit Sharma out, he used him on his weakness. He played him on his weakness. We saw a similar dismissal of Shai.
That'll happen in Australia.
That will happen in Australia.
A lot of bowlers will do that,
especially against the left armers. I think that has been a concern not only for Rohit Sharma but for KL Rahul and Virat Kohli as well. And we saw. We are seeing that Ishan Kishan is like stuck in a logjam and just can't find some runs.
And some luck.
And some luck as well, the dismissals, yes. Very strange. But coming to CSK, I think starting from their gluing point, I think Ruturaj Gaikwad and Faf du Plessis last season, they scored 60% of CSK's run, and that is why they made it to the final and then the IPL trophy. Ruturaj is not scoring runs, so that's a concern. Robin Uttapa has given them starts, but again Ambati Raidu completely plays an anchor role, is not playing aggressive knocks, which they need at the moment in the middle. Shivam Dube is doing absolutely fine. Their best batter, I would say. The clarity has been given. I think it's pretty impressive by the CSK camp. And then MS Dhoni, you asked a good question, but MS Dhoni's rate of giving such finishes, has dropped down rapidly in the last few years, and he will give you a six, he will give you a good feel good couple of sixes there, but can you rely him to win same sort of matches every time? I don't think so. So let's see. I think for CSK to win this match, they would want Ruturaj Gaikwad to score runs, because if he gives the start, then yes.
That's right. They need the start, and they need the start from Ruturaj Gaikwad. They need runs from Ravindra Jadeja. They also need Ravindra Jadeja to do better with the ball, because this team is struggling. And last over finishes, we've seen that with Chennai Super Kings happen often in the past, but can they do it again and again this time around? That's also a big question. But against Punjab Kings, now what can one expect? Shubhayan spoke about how Punjab have this one template of going hammer and tongs from the word go, from the first ball. They want to play aggressive. That's something that they believe in. And they've done so in the power plays. They have, I think, the second best net run rate. So that just goes on to show how they've approached their innings. But then Chennai Super Kings, in the last 3 matches that they have played, they have the best bowling figures in power plays. They've taken a lot of wickets. So that'll be interesting. I think it'll come down to how Punjab Kings bat in the power play against a side that's actually been buoyed by Mahesh Tikshana and how he's bowling.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mahesh Tikshana has been such a welcome boost for Chennai Super Kings. They tried Moeen Ali, but he wasn't looking at in his groove. They dropped him. Mitchell Santner came in, gave a couple of good performances, and that is where Chennai Super Kings started to win matches again. And Tikshana and Santner, along with Mukesh Chaudhary, that spell against Mumbai Indians. Dwayne Pretorius, we must talk about him. He started well in this IPL. Then again he was dropped for Chris Jordan, but again he was brought in, and Dwayne Pretorius has done absolutely fine. We talked about MS Dhoni's finish. Dwayne Pretorius played an equal important role in that, scoring a couple of boundaries. But Meha, Chennai Super Kings, Ravindra Jadeja, as you said, is not firing. That's the biggest question mark. I mean, before the IPL, we were talking about he's the most informed all-rounder in the world, be it with the bat, be it with the ball. Now he's dropping simple catches. So things are not going the way.
The pressure of captaincy. I completely think so. And to think that somewhere also, I wonder when a decision is being taken. At least in the first few games, we saw Mahendra Singh Dhoni straight away asking for DRS or figuring out what the fielding arrangement would be. But now to see Ravindra Jadeja do that and at the same time struggle with the bat, you know that the pressure of captaincy is getting to him. There is no other way, and then you're not winning as many matches as you would have liked. So I think that's another thing. And that's the similarity in the two captains that are playing tonight. Mayank Agarwal, the pressure of captaincy, first season as the captain. Ravindra, Jadeja, the pressure of captaincy, and somewhere that must be playing a huge role, because Mayank Agarwal was unstoppable last season, but the turnaround is very different this time around. Okay, Punjab Kings bowling. We'll discuss that, but we'll also discuss our fantasy 11. Now, before we get into our 11, just remember that this comes with its own set of risks. So, practice caution while you're playing any of these fantasy apps, any of, these games. But yes, let's move on then to the fantasy 11. Let's begin then with the captain, who else but Liam Livingstone. I think in these two teams, this is one player, if he gets going with the strike rate that he bats at and the way he's been batting, it's a safe bet to go for him as a captain.
And can give you a couple of overs of leg spin. Wankhede track gripped a bit last evening as well. So, Liam Livingstone could be a handy player with the bat. We know what he can do, and hopefully, as we are making him our captain today, he'll score plenty of runs and give points
and
to
get some wickets.
He's a high risk option, but yes, the way he's
you know what, now I've come to, after having played this fantasy from the beginning, I don't know what is high risk and what is safe bet right now, because things change so quickly. Ayush Badoni bowls an over and gets a wicket. Dwayne Bravo gets a wicket of Virat Kohli. I don't know, but yeah, I guess he is the informed player, so
yes,
I would think he's a safe bet. But okay, talking about high risk and safe bet, our next player is Mayank Agarwal, in the hope that he will come good today. There is no doubt about his class. There is no doubt about what he can do on the pitch, but it's about him getting runs and finding that form. Can he do it today? Well, Punjab Kings would want that, wouldn't they?
I hope he starts batting at number 3 and make Johnny Bairstow open the innings. See, both Johnny Bairstow and Mayank Agarwal are not scoring runs, so there's no harm in trying. Just a positional swap can do wonders. And if see, Mayank, we know what he can do. For Punjab Kings, after KL Rahul, Mayank was their leading run scorer, and over the years he has, and through IPL he has made it to the India's limited over squad. So Mayank is a good bet, and hope as he's such a good player, we all hope that he scores some run tonight.
Then there is Shikhar Dhawan again. That's a safe bet with Shikhar Dhawan. He will get you a start. He may not give you a really big score, but you can expect him to give you a brisk start. Yeah. So Shikhar Dhawan there.
Absolutely, and I would be tempted to even make him the captain. One of a consistent performers over the years, and if he gets going, then I think against a weaker Chennai Super Kings bowling attack, he can wreak havoc. But yes, given that the pitch is drying up a bit now, I think I'll stick with Liam Livingstone there. But yes, Shikhar Dhawan, one of the most safest bets.
Okay, then next on that list is Shivam Dube. Again, we talked about him being the surprise element here for Chennai Super Kings, given that he has played for other teams in previous seasons, but you haven't seen this side of Shivam Dube. We also knew that he could hit a long ball, but to be able to do that consistently, the confidence that I see in his batting, which I haven't seen in the past, fantastic. And I think Chennai Super Kings, given that there are other batsmen in that side struggling, this is such a blessing to have Shivam Dube in that kind of form.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there was so much of backlash after CSK shelled pretty huge sum for Shivam Dube. But yes, after struggling in Rajasthan Royals, after struggling in Royal Challengers Bangalore, he has finally found a good place to express himself, and the role clarity, as what I said earlier in our show, the role clarity he has, it has been the biggest boost not only for Shivam Dube's career but for Chennai Super Kings batting as well.
That's right. Okay, then next up is the man who's playing his cricket with a lot of freedom, and you can see that in the way he's batting. It's Robin Uttapa. Again, I mean, there are a few players in this IPL who've just been sort of rewinding their age. They're just going backwards, and Robin Uttapa is one of them with Dinesh Karthik. Just what they can do, but to be able to do it at this stage in their life and to do it this well, it's fantastic. So yes, Robin Uttapa, for his consistency, he has been batting well for Chennai.
Absolutely, and to again Robin Uttapa, such a good player, such a good player of IPL, and to see him walk down the track and smash a few balls, I think it has such a good sight for all the fans. And Robbie, again, one of the safest bets given. He has been consistent this year. That's the biggest positive about his batting this season.
Another big thing, I saw the picture of Robin Uttapa with Moeen Ali, the difference there. How good was Moeen Ali for CSK last season in Dubai? The huge difference that he made. But he's not in form, so that's another problem for CSK. Now, the other player on that playing on the fantasy 11 is Jitesh Sharma. Impressive again. So, a lot of these players, who are playing for the first time in this IPL have impressed us, be it Ayush Padoni, Tilak Verma last night again, some of those shots beautiful. Jitesh Sharma is just another name in that list. He's been impressive.
Yeah, and he has the third highest strike rate in IPL this season. So who has played a minimum of 10 balls. So with that filter, I mean, he's an impact player, and he, although he has not played big knocks, the way he has scored runs in 10, 15 balls. He has played very mighty impressive. Plus, he's a wicket keeper, so additional points for catches as well.
Yeah. Okay, then next up on that list is Ravindra Jadeja. He's not getting the runs. He's getting wickets, not as many as he would like, as many as CSK would like, but in the hope that today is Ravindra Jadeja's day. Why not put him in the side?
You can't really leave out Ravindra Jadeja,
Exactly.
right? And because see, you were asking what is a high risk reward. Ravindra Jadeja is going to be a high risk option, and I don't think a lot of fans will pick him on his current form, and it will be all about reputation over form in this match. And if Ravindra Jadeja can give you handy runs down the order, and he's bowling all of his 4 overs. So with Wankhede track gripping a bit, I think he will be a very good option to have.
Okay, then next up is Dwayne Bravo, the leading wicket taker for Chennai Super Kings. Again, aging like fine wine, as they say in this tournament, just showing how important experience is, and when you use it correctly, those are the results that you get. 7 outings, 12 wickets. And difficult to play him in any phase of the game.
And I think he's going to take a few wickets today, because the way Punjab Kings likes to bat, and Dwayne Bravo with his slower ones is not.
Also, he's done well at the Wankhede Stadium. 24 wickets in 17 IPL games at a strike rate of 15.
That's a great record. So Dwayne Bravo with his all his variations, he won't be an easy bowler to hit. And the way Punjab Kings batters like to bat, I think he's going to grab at least a couple of wickets in today's match.
Okay, then next up is Kagisa Rabada, and again, Kagisa Rabada, we know what he brings to the table and what he did even with the Delhi Capitals. You would want him to do better here.
Yeah.
Like he did with Delhi Capitals. We haven't seen that Kagisa Rabada taking 3 wickets in an over so far in the tournament. But on his day, he'll do that for you. So you've got to put him in.
That was one of the reasons why Delhi Capitals didn't retain him and retained Andrik Nokia instead. His record in last couple of years has gone through a bit of a decline, but on his day he's a complete match winner. He can even give you 5 if he's on song. So you just can't really risk and leave out Kagisa Rabada when he's playing.
Okay, then is Rahul Chahar. Now Rahul Chahar again. How good has Rahul Chahar been, and how much Mumbai has missed this bowler? And now again, which is going back to the strategy of not retaining him, and now even having spinners like Kritik Shaukin bowl for you, or Murugan Ashwin. I mean, that's class, and Rahul Chahar has shown what he did, not just for Mumbai Indians, but what he can do, and he's doing right now for Punjab Kings.
Oh, absolutely. He's a fine T20 bowler, white ball bowler, and the pace he bowls at, he doesn't rely much on his googlies. He's a traditional leg spinners, like to spin it, likes to extract some bounce. So very lethal bowler, and a very difficult bowler to hit as well. And Rahul Chahar, I mean, I would have loved to see him in Mumbai Indians colours as well, because that is somewhere you associate him, and he had achieved a lot of success under Rohit Sharma. But to give an answer to Mumbai Indians that you did a mistake by releasing me, the cricket he's playing, the aggressive brand, just look out for his celebrations, because you see that hunger. After every wicket you see that hunger, that I am here to prove a point.
I think I've seen that in a lot of these players from who played for Mumbai Indians and would form the core. Talking about one of those players, Krunal Pandya, and his celebration yesterday, the way he got, I mean, there was a different reason why he was happy that he'd got Karan Pollard out, because he didn't want Karan Pollard to constantly nag him about how he'd had his wicket, and Krunal couldn't do the same. But even otherwise, you felt the emotion in getting a team out that did not retain you, and I'm sure Mumbai Indians couldn't have retained everybody, so they also had their hands tied. But I think there's always that element of hurt, you know, with some of these players. Okay, then the last player who's made a huge difference in the power plays for the Chennai Super Kings is Mahesh Theekshana. People are finding him difficult. The mystery around him is something that, you know, people are not being able to figure out, and Mahesh Theekshana has to be there.
Absolutely, his back of the hand spin, I think that's the most difficult ball to read. I think he has used that delivery the most, because carom ball batters still can read, but his back of the hand top spin is amazing. He has gotten six wickets from that delivery itself, that variation itself. So you see how impactful he is, and not only for Chennai Super Kings, he has done really well for Sri Lanka as well. And there's another Sri Lanka under-19 guy in that CSK camp. He came in as a replacement for Adam Milne, Pathirana. He's a junior Lasith Malinga sort of a thing. So if we can see him in the future, then we'll see two Sri Lankan players, you know, playing in the 11. But yes, Mahesh Theekshana has to be there in there.
One day we've also got to do a show on you know, the mystery bowlers from Sri Lanka and how they continue to come, you know, with either slingy action or
one of the agents, one of the managers, cricket managers, had texted me 3-4 years back that watch out for Mahesh Theekshana. I said, who is Mahesh Theekshana? Now I'm getting who is Mahesh Theekshana. So very fine for
It's
IPL.
not just you. A lot of batsmen who are facing him are wondering who is Mahesh Theekshana and how he's bowling, because they are finding it difficult batting against him. So that was our Fantasy 11. What do you make of it? Do you think we should have made some changes? Do you believe some of the other players should have come in? Do let us know in the comments section. Also, News 9 Sports is what you need to subscribe to and follow us. There you have it, News 9 Sports. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us. Press that bell notification button for every time we upload a fresh video, you'll get a notification. So that's it. We will go live on TV9 Bharatvarsh in Hindi on the same match. So वो जो चर्चा है हम वहाँ पे जारी रखेंगे यही इसी मैच की, चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स वर्सेस पंजाब किंग्स, और उसके बाद at 7 o'clock we're back live on News 9 Digital and on News 9 Sports. And so we'll get you the latest toss, the pitch, what to expect, who are the players in the 11, everything at that time. For now, that's it from Shubhan and me. Goodbye.